Hey everyone, welcome to another Friday video, and today it is time to jump back into Friday Fish Files. This time around we're talking about a fish that I've only kept for about a year, maybe a year and a half at this point, but I've really enjoyed learning about it and have really enjoyed keeping it. And that fish is the Apistogramma nijsseni, also known as the Dwarf Panda Cichlid. While searching for an Apisto to put into my paludarium tank, I originally had my sights set on Apistogramma panduro. But while looking for that one, I found the Apistogramma nijsseni. Interestingly enough, this is not an Apisto that I have really seen or heard much about. This species tends to stay pretty small. Females will usually run about an inch to an inch and a half, and males will usually top out at about 2.5 to 3 inches. As male Apistogramma nijsseni mature, they really tend to grow into a nice light blue to almost aqua blue coloration, with a nice orange ring on the tail. Females, on the other hand, will also have that orange ring on the tail, although it may not always be as bright, but they tend to have a nice bright yellow body with a black spot on their side, which gives them their name of Dwarf Panda Cichlid. Males usually won't have that. Like many of the different Apistogramma species, Apistogramma nijsseni really do well in blackwater aquariums, which is what drew me to them initially. However, they will also do just fine in a planted aquarium as well. They do prefer the hardness to be on the lower side, anywhere from 0 to 72 parts per million is really going to be the ideal range for them. Although in my experience they can go just a bit higher. For example, mine are being kept in about 100 part per million. They can accept a pretty wide temperature range, anywhere from about 73 degrees to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Now when it comes to the types of food to feed them, in my experience, these guys will accept a pretty wide range, anywhere from most of the common flakes and pellet foods to live foods and even frozen foods like bloodworms and brine shrimp. And as far as tank mates go, these guys tend to be pretty accepting of pretty much everyone, with the exception of when it comes to spawning. They can be rather territorial when it comes to spawning, and are pretty much not afraid of fish that are even bigger than they are. When you think of the phrase, big things come in small packages, this fish should come to mind, because they indeed do have a big attitude. It is also possible to keep shrimp in with Apistogramma nijsseni, but there are two things you must consider. One, there should be plenty of cover for the shrimp, and two, realize that there will be a certain number of shrimp that do end up getting eaten. But with enough cover in the tank, you can have a sustainable population going. And when it comes to Apistogramma nijsseni or any Apisto, you can't really talk about them without talking about their breeding behaviors. Apistogramma nijsseni, just like most Apistos, are a cave spawner. I primarily have put in some different types of seed pods into their tanks, of which they have really taken a liking to. The main thing is going to be something that just has one opening so that they can easily guard the eggs from predators or tank mates. Once they lay their eggs, they usually take anywhere from about 2 to 3 days to hatch, and then another 3 to 4 days to become free swimming, depending on how warm the water is. And once the fry are free swimming, the mother will usually kind of parade the fry around the tank, helping them search for food while also keeping an eye out for any possible predators. And between German blue rams, Bolivian rams, and Apistos, I would definitely have to say Apistos tend to be the better parents. They have At least in my tanks, they have raised up their fry with other fish in the tank with minimal to no losses, which is an impressive feat, seeing as most of the tank mates have been tetras, which tend to really go after cichlid fry. If you do choose to breed this Apisto, you can do it either in a pair of a male and a female, or a male with 2 to 3 females, depending on the size of your tank. I would probably not go more than 2 females for something, say, the size of a 20 long, just to avoid any excessive territorial issues. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this Friday Fish Files. As always, let me know down below in the comments if you have kept this Apisto or any other Apisto, and let me know your experiences with them. As always, remember to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I will see you next Friday.